We find that the Diecast Dude Racing Network flat spin was induced by the sudden disruption of loss of life in the creator's family. This disruption stalled the channel, which produced enough lack of motivation to induce a spin which was unrecoverable. There was no way the Diecast Dude could either see or avoid the sudden life-changing event which produced the lack of motivation. Therefore, YouTube finds the Diecast Dude was not at fault for the sudden loss of life. Diecast Dude's record has been cleared of this incident. Diecast Dude is restored to creator status without further delay. These proceedings are closed.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Diecast Dude Racing Network. It's been a while since we've been on, but we are back and we are ready to continue the Summer Rally Series. When we left off, we were at Group 3 in the round of 32. Some strong contenders making their push for the next round, and some well-knowns to the track finding it difficult to navigate this rally course. Group 3 was on the track. They have left the track. There they are, your 4 drivers out of Group 3, moving on to the round of 16, and it's time to move on to Group 4. And we will start with our first matchup. Mr. Dark of Dubious Diecast, he'll be in the number 13 Lancer Evolution, and he'll be going up against Lonestar of Live Young Diecast in that number 512 Jaguar I-Pace. These two make models have been putting on a good show for the channel so far. The I-Paces have had the upper advantage, but Mr. Dark going to try to prove them wrong this time. It's lap 1 of 3, win 2, and you go on as usual. Lonestar gets the early lead through the divided 180. Mr. Dark not too far behind, but falling back fast. We approach the jump, and Lonestar gets the jump, and he gets spun around. And here comes Mr. Dark. He's going to try to make a push, but he gets a great block by Lonestar. Mr. Dark on his top in the canyon, and Lonestar will get the first win of the race. Great showing by these two to get us started once again. Mr. Dark couldn't quite get through the canyon. He made a strong push to make a comeback here. Let's see, we get through the jump. Lonestar gets those tires on the curb, and he gets turned around. That momentum slowing down brought Mr. Dark right up to his front bumper, and then he puts a great block on Mr. Dark. Mr. Dark loses all his momentum, and he ends up upside down in the canyon. Lonestar, traveling backwards, will cross the finish line for the early 1-0 lead at a 20.416. Your time will seed you in the next round, and that will be the last time that a time will be seeding. We'll be going into the bracket formation in the round of 16. It's race number 2. Mr. Dark on the inside lane this time. Lonestar on the outside. He's going to take another early lead to the divided 180. That Jaguar I-Pace is well tuned for the track. They approach the jump, and Lonestar gets turned around once again, and he blocks Mr. Dark once again, and he is in reverse as in lap 1, and I don't see Mr. Dark making a comeback. He cannot. He finishes the race, albeit in second, but he goes down 2-0 to Lonestar. And Lonestar and that Live Young Diecast team driving that Jaguar I-Pace, they will be moving on with a 20.172. They will log a 20.172 into the round of 16. Mr. Dark going to find himself on his way home. Our next matchup will be the pool guy in the number 8 Honda Civic Type R, and he'll be going up against James Ironbeard in that 00 Ford Falcon. He has surprised many people here so far. First time racing. They will start off on the inside lane. The pool guy, he'll be on the outside as they take off another best of 3 as James Ironbeard gets the initial lead, and he's going to head into the divided 180 with a very substantial lead now at this point. He makes it to the split, and he approaches the jump, and it sounds like the pool guy is done. It's James Ironbeard all alone. He does not let off the gas, and he flies down to the finish line for a 1-0 lead. The pool guy having a hard time navigating through the split. And oh, the Ken Block tribute right there. Upside down, the number 8 Honda Civic, and the Ford Falcon driven by James Ironbeard. He makes it down to the finish line. He's going to grab that 1-0 lead. We see him take the split very calmly as he approaches the jump. Oh, a little top heavy on that jump, but he recovers and he keeps that car in line. You got to keep it off of the walls. Keep your momentum. Again, that is not downhill at the bottom of that track. There is no gravity. You are back uphill, and he handles it just fine. He finishes with a 20.208, and he will move to the outside lane for lap number 2. The pool guy, he'll start on the inside. He's going to have some work to do if he wants to be joining the drivers exiting stage right. We're down and away for race number 2. And it's James Ironbeard once again getting the early advantage. He makes it to the divided 180. This time it's just a little bit closer. James Ironbeard through the split, and James Ironbeard crashes out again. And what can the pool guy do? Can he finish the race? Can he draw even? He takes his foot off the gas just a little bit, and he will finish first in race number 2. And that was a 19-second time, I do believe. James Ironbeard kind of got a little bit too cocky coming through that split this time, and he ends up in the same spot as the pool guy did, although he is on his tires. Here we see him coming through the chicanes. He gets to the split just fine. Oh, he's just going too fast at that point. Kept his foot on the accelerator. The pool guy taking a lot of notes as he comes through the second time. And he gets down to the canyon, and he will tie this thing up 1-1, and it was a 19.124. It's a good qualifying time if he can hold on to it and make it to the next round. So we're going to a third and final match here between James Ironbeard and the pool guy. They will switch it up once again. They are down and away with a winner-take-all race. Here we go. James Ironbeard, as is in the first 2 races, gets the early lead once again. James Ironbeard through the chicanes with a lot of speed. He gets into the split this time with a little bit less acceleration, and it's a perfect jump, and he makes it all the way down to the canyon. James Ironbeard all the way, and he spins it around for the style points. I didn't see the pool guy. The pool guy made it through the chicane. He made it through the split. I did not see him after that. In any event, it is James Ironbeard winning the race and moving on. The pool guy must have stumbled down the mountainside after the jump, and the pool guy will be left out of the round of 16. Great showing once again by James Ironbeard. That team continues to impress, and they will take their 20.208 into the next round. They're taking the best time of their 2 wins into the round of 16, and that will seed them with the other driver so far. Next up is going to be Puff in the number 29 Lancer Evolution, and he's going up against the real Crazy Canuck, and he'll be the number 53 Lancer Evolution. The Crazy Canuck, he'll be starting on the outside. He'll be starting on the inside, and the Puff will be starting on the outside. They're down and away, fairly even, but here comes Puff. He's got his Lancer Evolution tuned, and it's getting through the divided 180 with a little bit of force. Makes it into the split. How will he handle the jump? Oh, those Lancer Evolutions have been doing well in the jump, and he runs all the way down to the finish line, and he will take a 1-0 lead. The Crazy Canuck comes in just a little bit slow, but at least he finished the race. That 53 Evolution, very slick in my book, if you ask me. Not to say that the Puff's car isn't magnificent. To be honest with you, all the cars in this tournament, and there are the cars going home, have been magnificent looking. So a shout out to all the builders for taking the time and putting forth all the effort to make it here to the track. Puff, once again, your winner. He takes a 1-0 lead in this best of 3. The Crazy Canuck will have one more shot at it. Puff will finish with a 20.612, and they will switch lanes. No, they won't switch lanes. Aren't they supposed to switch lanes? They're supposed to switch lanes. I don't know what the deal is here, but they're off and running once again. We couldn't hold them back, but this time the Crazy Canuck putting on a little bit more of a contest as he makes it through the chicane. They both get into the split. How will they handle the jump together? They handle the jump beautifully, but can the Crazy Canuck make a pass? Does not look like it, and Puff will advance on to the next round. He gets a 2-0 sweep. Great running by both cars. Not sure why they didn't switch lanes. They must have enjoyed the lanes that they were in. In any event, we see that the Crazy Canuck, he was right on the bumper of Puff. They both handled the split just fine. They both handled the jump fine. The Crazy Canuck with the barrel roll. You know what? I think we should start adding bonus points the next time we run this tournament for a barrel roll. That's not the first time we've seen it. In any event, Puff gets down to the canyon, and Puff will win the race and move on to the next round. He'll take a 19.902 with him to the next round. We got one more matchup for you tonight, and it's going to be Riccardo Sicretti in the number 1 Jaguar I-Pace. Those Jaguars have been doing good. And the Marco Polo in the number 28 Ford Escort Rally with that law enforcement paint scheme. Marco Polo has surprised a lot of drivers making it this far in the tournament. They are down and away for a best of 3. And right now Marco Polo with the early advantage in that Ford. He gets to the divided 180 around the garage, through the chicane, and into the split. Riccardo Sicretti coming back with a strong force, and he gets tied up after the jump, and it will be, Marco Polo crashing out off the cliff. Riccardo was still going in reverse. I didn't even see him back there, and he is going to steal lap number 1 away from Marco Polo. We'll have to take another look at what happened with both cars. It looked like Riccardo Sicretti had a huge issue coming off the jump. We saw the issue with Marco Polo getting out of control with that elevated 180. Let's take a look at it once again here. Sicretti was coming back. He gets turned around. He's in reverse. Marco Polo thinks he's got it won, but he just gets too much loosey-goosey in the back end right there. Let's take a look right there. Right into the bridge over the track. And Riccardo Sicretti said, hey, don't forget about me. I'm still racing, as he had just enough momentum to carry that car to the finish line. Riccardo Sicretti with the 1-0 advantage. He takes a 19.612 time into lap number 2. And they will switch lanes like we're supposed to be switching lanes. And Marco Polo, he'll be on the outside. He's going to be falling behind quick. Marco Polo, if he wants to keep it going, is going to have to get something done this time. Sicretti with the early lead. He gets the jump just fine. Sicretti, he goes off the track, and Marco Polo takes advantage this time. Sicretti with a chance to advance crashes that Jaguar I-Pace and leaves the door wide open. Yeah, I would be hiding that car too. A perfect opportunity to make it down the track, and he just could not close the deal. We'll have to see if that comes to bite him in the end. We'll see. Sicretti here gets to the jump. It's a little wobbly. He just never could overcorrect. Takes out the outhouse. Ugh, stinky. And there comes Marco Polo taking advantage, learning from his first mistake, and getting down to the finish line. Marco Polo in that Ford Rally takes the ties it up 1-1 with a 19.214. So we go to a third and deciding race. Sicretti on the outside, Polo on the inside. Another winner take all. What can Marco Polo do? He gets an early lead right now. Sicretti not going to give it up though. They're through the garage area to the chicanes, and they attack the split. Here comes Sicretti. He's making a strong push for it. He wants it back. Here comes Marco Polo getting down to the finish line. They're in the canyon, and it will be Marco Polo for the win, advancing once again. That team continues to prove that they are worthy of a Summer Rally Series title. Sicretti in that Jaguar I-Pace, just not enough, and you can't say he didn't give any effort. He gave it everything he could. Marco Polo through the chicane really had a good lead there. Check out this lead. Sicretti, I thought, was going to pass him on the jump. Here comes Sicretti. He handles the split a little recklessly, but he makes it through. This time, perfect through the jump. Again, pushing that car to the max. Marco Polo not letting up, doing a little bit of rear mirror driving, but he finishes the race. He wins. He moves on to the round of 16. And he will take his 19-214 with him. Great showing by that team, Marco Polo. That should have been the most evenly matched matchup that we're going to see. And there it is. Your round of 16 is set now. Some fantastic drivers looking to make it to the quarterfinals. For Group 4, it's going to be from Live Young Diecast, Lonestar, James Ironbeard, Puff, and once again Marco Polo from the back of the pack, still hanging on, trying to make it to the round of 8. That's going to be it for today. We will see you guys next week.